Would you pay $100,000 for a Chevy? We're going to find out if it's worth it in today's video. I'll include a link to the Chevy here in Park City's website in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for Javier. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a 6.2 liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed. Fuel economy is 14 around town, 18 on the highway. With power outputs being 420 horsepower and then 460 pound-feet of torque. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now I'm like 99% sure that this is vinyl that's been added after the fact, so it's not part of the factory package. But the two-tone look is pretty cool here on the Suburban. And you do get fog lights with this too. So altogether, it gives this a much more distinctive appearance. Tire and wheel setup is 285 by 40 by 24. You can see the wheels are completely blacked out. Suburban badge has also been blacked out, and we do have power running boards here on the side. And then here's the side profile so you guys can see that two-tone appearance. Taking a look at the key fob, we've got our lock and unlock function, remote start, the opening for the hatch, and then that's just for the window, and then you've got the Chevy bow tie on the back. Now we've got these controls here for the seats. So the third row you can raise and lower with power. The second row you can only lower, and then you do have an outlet next to that as well. Being a Suburban means we have tons of space behind the third row. Really cool smoked out taillight design here in the back, and then you can see again with the badges all being blacked out. Let me know your thoughts on the looks of this, but I think the two-tone look actually works because it's such a big vehicle. Keyless entry, and let's pop inside. High Country gives you nice wood trim. You've got brown stitching as well. And that theme of brown continues. You can see little inserts there in the seats. And you probably noticed the nicely labeled adjustments on the side. There's a big full-size SUV, so of course, great legroom, got a little storage pocket. We've got cup holders. We even have our own climate zone with heated seats for the rear. And third row passengers also get really nice seats with plenty of space. And I do want to mention there's vents up top throughout. Interesting, it looks like that's been added as well, but let's pop inside. Front door panel has the same nice brown stitching and wood trim. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. Down below we've got our memory seat functionality, and then the mirrors do power fold in. Front two windows are automatic. 1,382 pounds of payload capacity, and then 7,900 pounds of towing. High Country there on the front seat. Again, nice perforated trim all down the center. Power adjustments and lumbar support on the side. Tons of controls you've got for your 360 camera, stability control, hill descent, parking sensors, auto stop start, parking assist, lane departure, trailer brake controls, light controls. That's for your drive line select up top. Drive mode, so you twist to the drive mode. If you press in, that'll adjust the air suspension up or down. Let's pop it on. Nice soft touch trim all around the steering wheel. You got paddles on the back too. On the right hand side, you've got practical controls for your voice command controls. To change the center screen, you hit the steering wheel button, and on the left side for your cruise control. This does come with a column shifter now to free up space. The benefit of a full digital gauge cluster like what this has is you can change what the display looks like, so it's very customizable. Nice 360 camera system, good resolution overall. As for the infotainment system, it comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It is quick to respond. You do have features like your auto park assist built into the screen, and then also your climate controls as well as heated and ventilated seats are kind of built in the screen because you do have physical buttons for the climate, or at least the temperature down below. Wireless phone charging pad, we've got some USBs in that area too. Cup holders, and then we've got lots of storage space here on the center console. More nice trim that comes with a High Country package, even nice stitching here on the side. Wood trim here on the dash. There's a High Country logo. I don't think that's going to pop up on camera very well, sadly. But yeah, the dash looks pretty fancy, and there's a heads-up display. This is also going to come equipped with a camera rear view mirror, and then we've got a panoramic sunroof up top. Here's our winter sticker for this High Country. Base MSRP, already pretty expensive, right? But you got the Dark Essentials, and then you've got the Deluxe package, and after everything, $97,550. Let's see how this uber luxury Suburban performs. Well, Suburban High Country. Now, I'd like to remind all of you, this is body and frame, independent suspension front and rear, and air suspension. In theory, this should drive really well. Now, it does have 24-inch wheels, which are going to be a detriment to ride quality. That is the one thing that if you wanted to make your Suburban ride even better, smaller wheels, softer tires, more sidewall in the tires. That will always win out. Now, I will say right off the bat, even though it has 24-inch wheels, this is like the most comfortable vehicle I've ever driven with 24-inch wheels. Oh, it must have had a balloon tied to it. Anyways, it's very smooth. Like normally with 24-inch wheels, even 22s or 20s sometimes, you can go over bumps and everything's pretty harsh. This soaks up everything pretty darn well. It's actually quite impressive. the comfort that you get. Backpack. It's quite impressive the comfort you get with this. And the engine's nice and smooth too. Yeah, this is a luxury boat. See, this is why, in my opinion, Chevy still wins the full-size SUV game. I'm not a huge fan of the giant screen setup. Ford's doing the same thing, which I think is silly. And there are some things in the other vehicles, like Ford has more comfortable seats, for example, but the noise insulation this has, right, and the ride quality is just fantastic. The one that comes close is Jeep, but it seems like Jeep isn't quite as comfortable with their suspension compared to GM. And plus, it seems like nobody wants to buy the Wagoneers, which is weird because it's kind of an underrated vehicle. It actually drives really nice, but yeah, like I said, it kind of seem to avoid it for the most part, which I find quite interesting. Yeah, see, the suspension with this is just so comfortable. Now, I don't know if I should be able to make this turn because I've got independent suspension all around. Nope. I was gonna say I should be able to make it, but it is also a huge vehicle. I mean, this is the same size as a full-size pickup truck in terms of the length. Like, it is absolutely enormous. But that means you have so much space. More space than you could ever know what to use. Well, depends. Some people always find a way to use up all the space. But yeah, in terms of just luxury, this is so nice. And I do feel a little bit of harshness coming through those wheels. So I'm just trying to imagine this with like really soft street tires and 18-inch wheels. Again, it's not going to look as cool. But I mean, what you could also do is soft all-terrain tires with 18-inch wheels and do like a bigger all-terrain tire, so you get even more sidewall. That would ride really well, and it would still look cool because you'd have kind of a more rugged appearance. But yeah, as it sits, I mean, this rides really well. So let me guys think about this Suburban package and the price tag, like $100,000 for a Chevy. Isn't that crazy? I mean, people, you know, figured like Corvettes and stuff, right? Those have always been up there. But for all the rest of the Chevy product, it's kind of crazy. But now the SUVs, and I think if you get the diesel pickup truck, they're getting close on the Chevy side. GMC's already surpassed $100,000, but Chevy, we'll do auto. Chevy with their trucks has yet to pass $100,000, I think. At least from what I've seen. Actually, no, maybe if you do a ZR, no, I think even if you do a ZR2 Bison, I think even those are still sub 100 for now. But yeah, crazy world we live in where, I mean, think about this for a second as I'm parking this. We now live in a world where a normal 3-row family SUV with some luxury is $100,000. $100,000. And I always wonder who buys this. Like, I understand people buy like Escalades to flex and everything, but like this is, you just want the luxury, right? So I'm like, who's going and buying a $100,000 Suburban? Let me hear your thoughts.